My name is Catherine and this is my channel Stitching in Costume. Welcome to my channel. If you've never stopped by before, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you checking out my channel and seeing what I have to offer. I have a lot of things I'm going to be talking about, a lot of cross stitch. So we're going to start with that and a little bit of things that I have purchased, and I have something I would like to give away. So, and if you're coming back, I love you. Thank you for coming back. I'm in my overalls today. I've tried to film this a couple of times, and for people that film or make videos, and my intention is always just to kind of share and keep you company while you're stitching. Hopefully, you're stitching something good and you're having fun. And I'm that friend in the room to chat with you while you do that. But I started to do this today, and I was all downstairs. I had my stuff all spread out, and I just kept starting and stopping. I just couldn't. So I thought, let me just tuck myself into my safe place, my little sewing room here, and try to start again. So here I am. I don't know what number this is, but I am here. I'm going to push through. So let me catch you up with what I've been doing. Let's see, today is July 9th, so it's a Saturday, and by the time I get this uploaded, it might be Sunday, it might be Monday, just depends how long it takes. And so we're kind of mid-month, and it's been about a month since I have shared with you. Let me start off and show you what my June looked like. So this is my book of days by Needlework Press, that book, and that's what it looked like. There was a lot of stuff going on. We had some traveling that I will talk about in a bit, and family visits. So yeah, we've been, and it just doesn't slow down. This feels like it's the busiest time of year for me. It's wild because there's a lot to do, I think at the end of this, I'll tag a little video on that I made this morning that's just kind of showing you our backyard. That's it. But it feels like the days when they get longer like this, I feel like I need to get more done during the daylight hours. And so we pack them in with a lot of activity. So, but all good. It's all good. Everything's good. We're all healthy, and let me talk about stitching. So I'm going to start with Whip Go. Whip Go is always a good icebreaker for me. So Whip Go is something that Jessie Marie does stuff. That's her Flosstube channel. Started, and it's basically you create a bingo board and you put your whips on it that you want to work on for the year, and every month she calls two numbers off that board. So you work on what those two numbers are. For me, for June, it was 16, 9, and so for number 16 it was FFO something, because you can put anything in those bingo squares, and number 9 was make 2 bags. So I didn't have any Whip Go stitching to focus on, so I did a lot of focus on an Uffendale, and then just other things that were catching my attention. So what did I FFO? Well, a couple of things. I think I showed this at the tail end of my last video, but I have 4 of the Blackbird design stockings done. I'll pull that chart out in a second. Do I have it out here? I don't. But I'll pull it out because I have other projects that I'm working on from it. And this is just a temporary solution. This is where I have them displayed for now, a little tiered tray. And I have ideas, you know, for different seasons. I mean, for 4th of July, I can put little flags in them and, you know, all kinds of little sparkly things, you know, red, white, and blue. And I could do some little pin pillows, strawberries, things like that. And so that's where I am with those. And I am working on stocking number 5 right now, but I ran out of this backing fabric, and I have a little bit more. I might be able to make it work. And if not, it's a primitive gatherings called Old Glory, and I think I have something that's in this colorway, so it might work. It's the back of the stocking. It's going to be fine. And so that was my FFO something. And then my other thing that got called was to make 2 project bags. Now, I love to make project bags. It's a lot of fun, but sometimes it feels like I'd rather be stitching, right? So for me to put that on my board meant, Catherine, you need to be making some project bags for some of your projects, because it's fun to have them around, and it helps you it helps me use up some of my scraps of fabric. So this is some fabric that I found that has strawberries on it, and that's what that one looks like. I just lined it with a red fabric. And in here I've got berries. So all of the berries that I have collected by Erica Michaels. I think this is all of them. It's most of them. This one I really like, the English Sampler Berries. Super cute. That one. This one I've already completed. Maybe I'll pull it out and show it to you. It's right over here. And then those. So my idea also for Cross Stitch Camp 2022, Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher, is hosting that, and I might do one of these. The challenge is to make something that you can finish in some other form other than framing. So a strawberry would be something that I could probably start now. I mean, it's July 9th. I might be able to start it tomorrow and actually complete it. You don't have to have it fully finished by the end of July, but you have to have your stitching part finished. So I think I could knock that one out. I also made this. So this is some fabric that I found at Ben Franklin Crafts where we live, and I just thought it was super cute, and so that's what I made. It's just a little padded bag, and pieced it together, and it has that lining inside. And oh, my idea for this is just to keep ornament things in here. So I've got Prairie Schooler. I would really love to do some of those. Super cute. And those are little, super little. They would be fun to do. So for my Christmas tree, I need to get more ornaments stitched by me on the Christmas tree. So that's my idea, is to keep my ornaments in this and pull them out and work on it. Hey, it's July, and I think a lot of people are doing Christmas in July. One more thing I forgot, until I was cleaning up, I didn't realize. I actually did finish this one as well. This is by Rovera's Cross Stitch. I saw Brenda and Laura. She had, I think she had started it or she had purchased it. I jumped on and got the PDF by Rovera's, and I stitched this for Cross Stitch Camp 2022. This was my June finish, and I fully finished it with this pretty blue fabric, and I did okay on the rickrack. I've been learning how to do that kind of thing. It's not perfect, but hey, it's a little pillow, and I love it. So that was one finish that I had, and I just wanted to throw this in here. Okay, I'm back. And this is that Erica Michaels little sampler berry. I've showed it before. Super easy to finish, and somebody was talking about berries and their tip for getting the points. Oh, I think it was Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher. I need to slow down my talking. I'm just so excited to finally be able to be doing this that I'm getting a little like tongue-tied and ahead of myself. I need to breathe. Okay. She was talking about putting bits of, I think she uses wool yarn in the tips to really make the tips pointed. I think I have, in this one I have crushed walnut shells, and that's what it looks like all around. I love it. Oh, I love it. I think this was the first berry that I ever did, and I put some black ribbon on the top and pins, and really cute, super cute. Okay, I'll put it on my tiered tray. Another possibility for the cross stitch camp is to do another Samplers, Santas, and Such pair. Surprise! I don't know that I've done one in red floss, so I think that might be something that I could pull off pretty quickly. Love these. I have a few of them, but I need a red one, don't I? I've got a red pair with white or cream. I need a cream with red. So that's on the menu, as they say. Turning the page. Here we are in July. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look, I haven't stickered it up yet. It's been a busy month so far. So my birthday was the 1st, and I did not have a birthday start. Did I have a birthday start? No, I did not. I intended to, and I really wanted to start something with my dear, dear friend, Barbara, the Raspberry Stitcher. Her birthday was the 6th, so we were going to have a birthday start together. And oh, happy birthday also belated to Kim Goldman, the Contented Stitcher. Her birthday is July 4th. That's so cool. So look at all these July babies. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, I was going to do a birthday start with Barbara, and we wanted to do, or she started. I have not started because I have not received my chart yet, but I finally found the chart for Happy Birthday America. I'll find a picture and edit it in. I've always wanted to do it. She had it. We had a little talk, and we were sharing charts that we had, and she said, this and this, and I said, oh, Happy Birthday America. I've always wanted it, and I started to look for it, and I couldn't find it. I finally found it on Fat Quarter Shop. If you're looking for it, you can go over there and get it there. So that is coming to me. It should be here pretty soon. I don't think I have all the flosses for it, but I have enough to start it, and I'm excited to do that one, because that one I could probably do pretty quickly. It's really just the top, and the sides of it are already printed on the fabric that comes with the chart. It's cool, and that's by Brenda Gervais. So that was the 1st of July. For my birthday, it was so fun. We actually went to the movies. Now, I haven't gone to a movie, you know, it's been a while. I can't remember the last time. But so we went to this great movie theater where you can sit in these little lounge chairs. I know you guys are all like, yeah, we know they have lounge chairs and they bring your popcorn to you, Catherine. That's kind of like new and exciting to me. So I went online and I got our tickets. You can pick out your seats, and you can order popcorn to be delivered to your seat by somebody. So we had a great time seeing Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, I even made a little copy of, I didn't make a copy. I copied the ticket, and then I had the ticket sitting on my desk, so I cut it off and I stuck it in there. And that was fun. Perfect for popcorn, perfect for a fun birthday, you know, outing with my husband and Alex, our daughter, and her husband, Austin. We had a good time. And then see, what else did I do? Oh, I'll get into more live updates later, but talking about WhipGo. So what was called for July? Start a red pair. Okay, I get it. I've got that on my list to do. And I picked this up because this was called Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. And this is the chart. Beautiful. I know you've probably seen it a lot. I was all gung-ho on this when it first started. When I first started it, I thought, oh, this is going to be so fun. And it was fun until I made a mistake. And now I have to take something out. But it's not a big deal. So anyway, I picked it up again. And I had left off on the middle row. So what I did is I worked down the side and I came down to the bottom and I finished up that carnation and I finished up the flower motif next to it, and I really zeroed in on how do I do these counted satin stitches and make it come out even. So I finally figured that out for me, and I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna wait to finish all of the satin stitches just because I'm having this in a hoop, in and out of a hoop. I don't think I'm gonna put it on a scroll rod, and it's just easy for me to pick it up and take it down to the pool if I am just using a hoop or sitting at the watching TV or hanging out, binge watching something, and I can pick this up and work on it pretty easily. So that's where I picked it up again, and I love this. Look at the pear, is so pretty, and the colors are gorgeous. This is where I messed up. Of course, I'm going to tell you about that. This right here, I just got off by one stitch, and I could fudge it, but the problem is I have to do the satin stitch that's on the bottom. That's going to be at the top too, and if I leave this fudged, it's not going to come out even, and it'll drive me crazy. So all I have to do is backtrack that just to there. It's not bad at all. That'll take me 5 minutes. So anyway, that's where I am on that. Loving it, and I don't know how I'm going to personalize it yet. Maybe for our anniversary, I might finish it in time for that. That was my plan last year, was to finish that and give it to my husband, or have it for us to celebrate our anniversary. That didn't happen. I picked other things up, but that's okay. Where am I then? So let's get into what I would like to share with you today in terms of my stitching. I have a giveaway, and I'm going to start off with the giveaway because some people, gee, it's probably like, almost 20 minutes in, and maybe I'm not, sharing things that you necessarily are into, and you might click away. So before you click away and go to another Flosstuber, which is perfectly fine. I do that sometimes too, or I have to go fix dinner or walk dogs or something. Let me just tell you, I've got I've got 4 charts I would like to give away. Now, I am kind of really good at finding cool things at the thrift store, and so if you don't have a problem with this, I don't think any of them have been used, but it's possible. Well, 3 of them have not. One of them, I don't know. It might be. Anyway. Let's start off with number 1. So, Vanna Pfeiffer. Everybody knows Vanna. And Michelle McGraw. They are doing a stitch along with Told in the Garden charts. Now, Told in the Garden, I'm sure you can still find them online. I just happened to find a bunch at the thrift store, and I thought I'll share a couple with you. If you're interested in winning one of these, I'm going to tell you, all you have to do is leave a comment, and I'm going to ask you a question, a prompt you question, but really it's just a number, 1, 2, 3, or 4 that you're going to leave, and that's how I'm going to do the random comment picker. I will draw for those numbers. You can leave all 4 numbers, but you'll win 1, okay? So again, 18, you have to be 18 so I can get your address, and please don't use giveaway or freebie or whatever. So that it goes to a stitcher. I don't care what you do with them. If you want to sell them, I will send them anywhere in the world. So they're little, so hopefully it won't cost me an arm and a leg to do that, but they're not that big. Okay, so Told in the Garden, number 1, is going to be Family Treasure 3. Let me try to get close. I don't want to take it out of the packaging. It is all stapled in. I want to leave it that way. And let me see if I can get in close for you so that you can see. I have to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm showing you. Family Treasure. So it looks to me like it is a garden scene. Let me see here. And you can see all the way down. It's a bell pull. Really lovely. And there is some back stitching. I think all the Told in the Gardens might have back stitching. Scratch that, maybe not all. But this one has a little bit. There's a bee hive, and it looks like summer garden to me. That's what it looks like. But it's just called Family Treasure 3. Design area is 5 inches by 30 inches on 14 count Ada. That's what it looks like it was originally done on. This is the chart only. So that's really sweet. And so that's number 1. Number 2, another Told in the Garden, is called Amish Wedding. So, you know, I just don't know that I have anybody in my life that is getting married that would have a desire for this chart. Now I was thinking you could pull things out of it and do smalls. Really cute. I like these 3 ladies here preparing food. These 2 little boys sitting at the table. Really sweet. The little folk art heart. So that is number 2. And this is, let's see, what did they do it on? 28 count natural linen or 14 count Ada. And it's 111 by 208 stitches. Not a small one, but it's definitely doable. And you can see it's not really filled in. Small bites. That one's number 2, Amish Wedding. Number 3 will be a drawn thread. Now drawn threads are pretty. I've never done one. They look intense. They definitely have back stitches, and I think they have some specialty stitches. This one is a beautiful chart. You can see I paid $2.49 at the Goodwill, and I am not afraid to get on my hands and knees and dig through the bins for you guys. So let me pull out the chart just to make sure it's all here, which I think I pulled it out. Yeah, it's all here. It's definitely more needle pointy. If you're all into that, that will be number 3. Okay, so that is the drawn thread, the Sanctuary. Last giveaway will be Mill Hill Northwood Santa. Now this was opened. I did tape it closed. It's got everything you need in it. So it's got all the beads, all the floss, and it's got perforated paper, but you know you can do it on linen if you want to. And he wouldn't take very long at all. He is, does he say? It includes the Mill Hill beads. It says brass bell, but I didn't see a brass bell in here. So that might be something that is missing, but you could probably, I don't even see it on the picture, but you could probably find a little charm if you want to add it to that. But so that's number 4. So Christmas in July, right? You could get started on a little ornament and have it ready in no time at all. I've never done a Mill Hill. Well, scratch that. I have tried to do a Mill Hill and just didn't really enjoy the perforated paper. I probably should have tried it on, started with something smaller, and I probably should have put it on linen, but anyway, I digress. That's a giveaway, and I'm going to get right into my whips. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my Anne Uffendale. And I had wanted to finish this by my birthday. I didn't quite get that done. I might finish it by the end of this month. That would be fantastic. And this is by Hands Across the Sea. If you've not seen this one before, very beautiful chart. And a lot of people are stitching this now. It's so fun to see all the progress and it feels like everybody is like almost caught up with me. It feels like everybody's stitching way faster than I did. And I think I was kind of a little intimidated with it at first. So that's probably why I am dragging my feet on it. I'm all the way down to the last bits of it. Let me show you what I have on it. I'm going to have to stand up here, and that's where I am. Isn't she beautiful? What I did this morning was I took it out of, I have it in a roller frame to work on, and it works out great. But I was kind of playing, or definitely played a little border chicken with this. I didn't leave very much room. I think I left 2 inches, which is enough, but it just felt like, what happens when you use that roller frame? It has nails in it that bite into your fabric. So you can see at the bottom, I can see where I put a lot of tension on it, and I've created these little holes that I don't know that will ever come out. Now they're far enough away from the stitching that it's not going to matter when I have it framed. But this up here was awfully close. So what I did this morning is I did a running stitch with some thread that kind of matched. And I went along the linen thread, so I followed one line of linen thread. I didn't want to pull a thread because I just don't want to take any more off this. So I did a running stitch, and then I sewed a piece of muslin right to that line, right above it, the stitch above it. And I got pretty good. It's pretty straight. And so now when I have it on my scroll rod to finish up, because you can see I still have the satin stitch to do and the over one phrase, and I have over one up there. There's a lot. Those over one motifs are no joke. There is a lot of stitching in that. And I have learned so much about how to stitch over one with this project. So that's been good. And you know, it's beautiful. I really, clearly it's probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever worked on. But it's almost like I've looked at it for so long that I don't even see it anymore. And I know once I get it done and then have it framed, it's going to be like seeing it for the first time all over again. And I do love it. It's not that I don't love it, but it's just like, wow, really? That feels like 2 years of work, and it doesn't feel like that much. But that's just what it takes, you know, for me. It just takes me a little bit longer. I get distracted with life and other projects, but I'm really enjoying making my final push on it, and I really love her so much. I think she's just gorgeous. So if you're working on her, please, you know, if you're on Instagram, I am on Instagram at Trinkety is my handle on Instagram. And please, you know, if you could, I don't know if you want to tag me, but it would be fun to see other people's progress. I know there's a lot of just, you know, put hashtag Ann Uffendell, and I'll be able to see what you're working on too and see your progress. I know Christy Crosshatch Quilts and Lori Holt and Barbara Raspberry Stitcher. There's a lot of people that are working on this right now. And Carol Saltbox Stitcher. Yeah, there's a lot right now. And it's glorious, beautiful. And I'm doing, should tell you, 36 count Vintage Pearled Barley by Lakeside. And I'm using all the called for of Veriswa silk. And I got the silks at the attic. And I can't remember where I got the Lakeside linen. I had that forever. So that is that beautiful thing. And I'm going to put her to the side. Right there. Drape her over, and I'm going to put her back on her scroll rod this morning. Okay, so I did that one. So that was my big focus piece, really, for so far. For pretty much June. And I've been trying to push on her in July, and then I realized I'm not going to finish her on my birthday, so it's okay, just calm down. It's not a job. Cross stitching is not my job. Sometimes it feels like wouldn't it be a fun job to have? I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much if I had to do it, so it's all going to be good. I'll finish it when I finish it, hopefully soon. I know it'll happen soon. Another Blackbird Designs. This is Home for the Holidays book, and I love this. This is where I got the stockings, the little stocking. My son, our son, Calvin.
Set up a cat tree.
Okay. He's getting a new kitten tomorrow. It was supposed to be my kitty, but his girlfriend, who's been nurturing this little kitten for 3-4 weeks now, probably more than that, and it's ready for a home. It's my dream cat. It's a Ginger Tom, and I named it George, as in George Washington. And so, anyway, her family is like, he needs to be an inside cat. And I would love to have a cat that was exclusively inside, but the way we live our life here, dogs running in and out of the house, if a cat got out that was not supposed to be out, this is not a really great place for cats to live outside. There's so many predators. We have a lot of coyotes, mountain lions, hawks, all of this happening here. So we decided that the little George would be living at Calvin's apartment with his cat Mandy. And he's really excited to have a second cat. And that way, the best of both worlds. I can still go bop over and see him and bring him over here and have him roam around my sewing room. I really wanted him, but I'm going to have to find a cat that is more feral, that can live outside and come inside when it gets hot or cold. But that is okay and has its wits about it. So I'm going to look into rescuing an older cat that maybe wouldn't get rescued, because it's a little bit wild. But we wanted a cat for the property to at least to go into the garage and catch mice. That would be awesome. Anyway, little tangent there just because Calvin came in to say hello. And now I'm going to get back on track with this. So the little stockings you saw that I did, and I'm working on stocking number 5. I'll show you in a second, but I'm also working on, like a lot of people, and Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts just finished this, and it is gorgeous. She used the Vicki Clayton silks, and they're soft and muted and beautiful. She personalized it for her sister. Just go check it out. It's so beautiful. So I didn't do that. I did bright colors. I picked my own colors, and I really do like them. I've got Classic Colorworks Belsois Cranberry, and I've got Classic Colorworks Belsois Colored Greens, Caterpillar, and more Caterpillar, and then I've gone back and forth with yellow and 420, which is, I used the Victorian Motto version of 420, and then the yellow is Queen Bee. So I left some of the yellow in, and this is where I am on it so far. I didn't work a ton on it, but I did pull her out, and I got that middle motif done, that urn that goes all the way up, and I got this motif right there done, and that's where I am. Get the stray stuff off it. This is on, again, this is a 36 count. Let me make sure. Vintage Pearled Barley by Lakeside. So this was the other part, I think, that I pulled off of that Lakeside that I did Anne Uffendale on. And very bright colors. And my plan is to personalize it with my husband's family's initials. And so I'm enjoying this now. Love it. And so much fun to work on. And it's fun to see people's different interpretations. So mine is going to be more colorful. And that is great. Okay. And out of this book as well, I will stay on this book, is Decorating the Tree. This is stocking number 5, so this is the last one. And that is what it will look like. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of coughing. Actually, it was more of a burp, but that's okay too. Okay, and I am doing this on the same, okay, so when I was doing these, I did this on ground. I'm doing this on a 35 count, that I coffee dyed myself. So I just dumped the, I think it was a white linen as Weigart that I dumped into a Tupperware, and I dumped the coffee grounds on top of it and put it outside for 3 days. So I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough, and when I started it, sure enough, I had started it in the wrong direction, so I had to unpick it and restart it. So that's my progress so far. You can see I wanted to make sure, and I believe me, I've counted over to make sure I'm going to have enough room to finish. I am going to finish this for sure. And I have actually entered these stockings in our fair. So the Nevada County Fair is where I'm going to be putting my cross stitch pieces, and this is they had a collection, a grouping category, so I thought this would be a cute grouping to display all these stockings. So I'm hoping to enter those in the fair. Well, I entered them in the fair. I'm hoping I get this one done. Like I said, I've run out of the backing fabric, so I have something similar. I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to look close enough. It's a primitive gathering. It's the same colorway, but it's just a little bit different color, a little bit different pattern. So there I am, stocking number 5. And what did I change about this? I used Mariska's red for the birds. And then instead of, the bottom bird is holding like a twig, it looks like. I made him sing. I have little musical notes next to him. I just kind of made up as I went along. So he's singing to her, and she's gonna throw him down some love. So yeah, these are fun. They go quickly. So that was probably 2 days worth of work. So no problem there getting that one done. So that was whip number 2 or 3. Now let's see, I'm just gonna grab things that I have on top here and share. So this is Stacy Nash, Rose Cottage Sampler Pin Keep. Again, I've been working on this for a while, and I didn't pick it up a lot, but I worked on it a little bit last night when we were watching TV. And I started working on that hill and that basket, and that's where I am on it so far. Kind of feel like looking at this going, ooh, that's a lot of fill-in at the bottom, but that's okay. The fill-in part is easy. That is easy, sitting by the pool kind of thing. And the colors, let's see, what am I using on this? So this is, I have to put on this tag, write it on the tags. It's Picture This Plus Heartland in 36 count, and I used the called for colors, but I think I changed the white. It was called for 712, and I think I used white. I used B5200 to make the white pop a little bit, and then to go around the outside of it. I can't remember what was called for around the outside, but I picked out Palmico by Weeks Dye Works. It's kind of a greeny gray, and so I just wanted to have it be a little bit more prominent, the border line. So that is that one, and that one lives in my Teresa Kogut bag. Jean Stanwicks. Gorgeous, love it. 1843. And I completely grabbed whatever flosses I could and threw them together. Things that I thought looked like the flosses on the cover. Plus, and then I bumped them up a little bit. So, yeah, I've talked about those before. Really liking those. And for this one, again, not a ton of progress, but this is probably 2 or 3 days just sitting around for an hour. And that one I've worked on this motif here, almost done with it. And then I worked up the side a little bit. So far I am on track with this one, and I feel like once I get those bottom motifs done, the alphabet's going to go quickly, and then the border is so simple. This one is on a piece of 36 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works. Love it, love it, love it. Definitely want to finish that one this year. That is definitely super easy to work on. Okay, let me put that one back in its fancy bag. Okay, next. Again, oof, I feel almost embarrassed to show this because I didn't really work on it very much. And I started this with my friend Andrea Caffrey from Instagram. She said, oh, let's start this. I think she's probably done with it, and I'm just not, I have not picked it up very much because I've been really focusing on Anne Uffendale. Oh, this fabric is gorgeous. 40 count Gia Vanilla by Tropical Stitches. Somebody was talking about Tropical Stitches. It might have been Celeste Creates that she really loves it. And I love it too. It's got a great feel to it. You know how sometimes you shake them and they're firm but wiggly? That's where I am on it. Isn't it beautiful? I'm using the Vicki Clayton hand-dyed silks, hand-dyed fibers. Look at those silks. Wow. If I just hold it here for a while, let me get ready. Could it be my screenshot? What do you think? Flosstube, it doesn't matter because I always change it anyway. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, man. So I'm down. You can see where I am. I got a ways to go. And would I like to have this done by Christmas? You betcha. I have quite a bit of fabric. I know it's clearly not going to go that long, so I'll have a lot left over to do some, hopefully some ornaments. I have some Prairie Schooler ornaments I'd like to do, smalls, strawberries, things like that. I think once I get my bigger projects completed, my Anne Uffendale, and well, probably I have a lot of big projects that I want to get done. I'm going to focus on small things. Only small starts. Maybe that should be my hashtag. Only small starts next year. Okay, last in my WIP lineup here is Cassidy Dickinson by Scattered Seeds. I, again, feel bad showing this because I barely worked on it, but I worked on it. I put a couple of letters in. And this is where I am. What am I doing this on? Let me grab the thread ring. I keep on the floss drop, I keep a little tag like a lot of people do. And it says 36 count Dusty Road by Seraphim. Don't you love Seraphim fabrics? If you haven't tried them, they're fantastic. Seraphim fabrics, beautiful. And I'm using the called for flosses, but I did sub in this red. I wanted my red to pop a little bit more. So this is Soie Cristal, and I got this at a local like needlepoint shop. They have some fibers, they don't have a lot. And that's the red. So here, I'll show you one more time the Seraphim fabrics. And you know, it's by Needleworkers Delight is the website where you can get Seraphim fabrics directly from them. And I just got I sent in an order this morning because I had a message from them saying that we extended our July 4th sale, so you can still get on there and get 25% off. So I thought, you know, I have ordered from them before. It takes, or it has taken, forever to get. And I think that is the way of it right now. When you order directly from somebody who is dyeing the fabric, they have to order the fabric. they have to get the fabric, they have to dye all the fabric, they have to cut the fabric, they have to piece it out and send the fabric. And we, as needle workers, have learned to be patient. I have learned to be patient. At first I was like, what? It's taking months to get it? What? Now I get it. They need to be able to know what they're going to be able to sell. So anyway, needless to say, I have ordered some more. I didn't order Dusty Road. I ordered Seraphim Sand. I love it, that color. I think I'm doing Consider the Lilies on Sand. And something called Autumn Blush. And I ordered it in a Lugana, which I almost never order Lugana, but or I never stitch on it. But I thought I'm gonna, I'll get it in a 25 count, and then I can stitch over one on Lugana. It's simple, right? It's easier than stitching over one on a 25 count linen. Now I've gotten a lot better about my over one stitching, but I think it would be more relaxing and more fun to do a Christmas ornament on a 25 count Lugana over one rather than a 25 count linen. I don't know. So that's where I am. That one lives in this bag, which I was inspired by Olivia from Olivia B, her floss tube, and Lori, textilist, hosted a Blackbird design applique stitch along, which this is all I got done. I have big plans. I have all the Blackbird fabric that just came out, all the threads that bind, and I thought, well, I'll use that with my Blackbird design applique books, but there's too many stitching things I want to do. I'm going to show, on that note, let me just tell you that I have a couple of things to share that I purchased. I think that's it right now for my whips. I'm going to move on into things that I have purchased. I have a couple of things, and I'm not saying, I buy all the things. I got birthday money. So I used some of my birthday money for some purchases here, and some of them were, they were all excellent deals as far as I was concerned. So I'm going to start off with these. I got them on eBay. Never seen either one of these before, and they're fully kitted. I got an awesome deal. It was clearly a stitcher that was trying to clean out her stash and things that she wasn't going to work on. And it is a 36 count Mocha Belfast, light Mocha Belfast, which I'm not really, a 32 count I'm not really nutty about, but I might suck it up and do it anyway. It's not really big. This is called Needlework Garden and Needlebook. Needlework Garden and Needlebook. And you can put it in a little tray. Isn't it cute? It's got all the weeks. It was really affordable. I sent an offer. She accepted it, and I said, ooh, oh boy, okay, that was easy. Same seller. And again, I've never seen this before. The second I saw this, I knew it had to be mine. This is from Williamsburg, the Mercy Hopkins Sampler. And I know it's probably out there readily available. Both of these might be. But this was fully kitted with all the flosses. I think they're DMC. And I won't be using that, whatever that linen is. It's, first of all, it's kind of see-through. Turns me off, but it looks like a bigger count than I want to use for this. But oh, look at that. All that goodness, all those motifs. I love the border. This might be after Ann Uff. I might have to pick this up and start it. Pretty sure those are all eyelet stitches in the alphabet there. And I think these have satin stitch, which I'm all into satin stitch. So, but look how beautiful that is. That's probably a better representation for you. Really pretty. And it's got all the history, $17.99, so I'll have to dig out a costume and put it on and stitch in my costume. Okay, so those are two, and I had to join the Teresa Kogut Patreon tier. I think I joined tier 2. I can't remember. I think it was tier 2. And it's a fantastic deal. I mean, the charts that are available, this, I downloaded right away the charts that were included with the tier. So here's a couple of them. This one is for this month. It's Patreon for July. Is that Santa? Isn't he cute? Green coat Santa. I love this snowman star in the house underneath him. I love everything about that. It is so cute. So that was chart number 1 that I downloaded, and then this chart, to me, I mean, is worth everything that I paid right there. Look at that. And I'm pretty sure these are for patrons only. So if you go to Teresa Kogut on Patreon, Patreon is a site, somebody was asking me last time, it is a site where you can support artists, and you give them a donation. Basically every month you are like tithing to them to create art, and not all of them do all the free charts. Teresa Kogut does quite a few free charts, and I think you have it really is good to be at least tier 2, 3, or 4. I thought, well, I'll dip my toe in the water for 2, and then I can always bump it up if I need to. I might need to, because there's some really great charts. And then you get access to her. She has a secret shop for patrons only that she has past charts in that you can purchase, but they're very affordable. They're like $5, $10 for these incredible charts that she creates. So that one is really beautiful. This one's called 1810 Folk Art. I'm a whimsy. That's what she calls her patrons, whimsies. I'm a whimsy. Happy to be a whimsy. What else do I have to share you? Okay, so, one more thing that I've collected here. Well, I have 2 more things that I'd like to share. I'm gonna, show you really quick this bag behind me. I just got a text from her saying it was okay that I could share it. My beloved friend Barbara, the Raspberry Stitcher. She has a great floss tube. She is a lovely person, and she said, let's start a birthday start together. And so I said, yes, let's do that. So she sent me this bag. It arrived on my birthday. Right. That was the bag she made me. Look at how beautiful. And you can see it's beautifully lined, very patriotic. And so in here, I'm going to be keeping my patriotic stitching. Barbara. So this is going to be in there. I haven't started anything from this, but I have some of the threads, so I can start that ASAP. And when I get my other chart, Happy Birthday America, that will go in here, and we'll be stitching together. And so this is going to be my new patriotic bag. Thank you, Barbara. She also sent me the most beautiful card that is in the pile of things here. It's here somewhere. If I find it, I'll pull it out and show it to you. Okay, one more thing that I have purchased. Okay, I like quilting. I love to quilt, but I also love to stitch, and I need to garden, and I have to walk dogs. So sometimes I look for shortcuts for quilting. If I can get somebody else to actually piece the quilt together for me, like I did with my last one, that's great. I was on Fat Quarter Shop, and they showed, or they didn't show, they had this on there, and I love Jane Austen. This is kind of Jane Austen month. I was watching Lisa Kindred Stitcher was talking about Jane Austen. There's a big Jane Austen stitch along going on. So the one Jane Austen chart I have is really big. It's the Daughters of Longbourn, and I saw it years ago. Michelle from the Striped Rose had it and started, and so I ordered it immediately, but I had never started it, and so I just haven't picked it up and run with it. At any rate, you know I love Jane Austen because I like to dress up like Jane Austen would have dressed, perhaps. And so I found this panel that is like the Dear Jane quilt, but it's like already put together, right? Boy, am I a cheater. I don't even apologize for that. I'm so excited to like have this panel. I thought, well, I'll just create a little throw out of this. And I'll, you know, toss it on my bed or cuddle with it, you know, as I watch TV. And then I saw that Quarter Shop has the border to go around it. And this is so affordable, I have to say. I mean, to get all this fabric, I think was maybe around, I want to say it was around $50, more or less. And this is going to make a pretty big size throw. So here's the border. And if you're familiar with the Dear Jane quilt, you know that like it had like all of these little, these are all pieced. I just know. There's just, first of all, I'm new to quilting, so that would be, I'd be pulling my hair out. But I found the border pieces. So it goes, this is left side, right side, and it has a top and bottom. So I can piece it all together with the middle part. Now I haven't laid it out. I know there's going to be a little bit of fudging for me to do. I'm going to have to figure out how to make this and this meet up. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to add strips of fabric to the outside of my panel in order for it to fit this border. But it's going to be kind of big, which I'm excited. This could be my new bedroom throw. We have a duvet cover on our bed. We have a king size bed with a duvet cover, and then because of dogs, and the dogs get on the bed, you know, they like to snuggle. So I put something over the top of the bedspread that I can take off and throw in the washing machine whenever need be, which is quite often. So this could be my new throw it on top of the bed. Of course, once I put it on there, I'm going to be like, stay off! Don't get your furry little feet up there. Although what could be more perfect than a corgi on top of that? Okay, that, believe that is all I have to share. Oh, you know, that's all of my stitching. I'm going to talk about my life update just a little bit. I'm at oh no, I'm over an hour. I might have to edit this down. So I'm going to talk about, I went to Antiques Roadshow with my husband. So Antiques Roadshow has a thing where you can, you enter like a sweepstakes kind of situation, and it's up for grabs whether or not you get in. So we actually got to go to Filoli, California, which is in Woodside, and take some of our antiques. So antiques meaning vintage. We have a 1930 painting of a portrait of a lady that's been in my family for a while. My dad was an antique dealer, and I'll insert a picture here. I thought it was so valuable, and the guy from Bonham's was like, you know, you might get $500. Like, really? Okay. Whatever. I mean, it's just fun to learn about things. But I mean, the day, it was really beautiful. It was so hot. It was hot. Bay Area usually is not that hot. It was like up in the 90s. So we were a little caught off guard. There's a lot of waiting in line. We were called to come in between, our entrance time was 10:30. So we got up, got ready, and got there. We got in line to just like turn left into the parking lot at 10 o'clock. We didn't even get into the place until 10:30. And there was just a lot of cars, and it's a small little footprint basically that they have. You can't just park anywhere. It's really selective parking. They were very organized, so you get you stand in line and then you go into an area where they look at your pieces that you've brought, and they give you tags for each piece saying what table to take that piece to. So we had decorative arts and collectibles, and we had some jewelry, things like that. So for each tag, you wait in line. So there was a lot of waiting in the sun, and they did their best. They had water stations and they had umbrellas and things like that. I did take stitching. I did do like 2 or 3 stitches just to say that I stitched while I was there. And we were nowhere near getting on camera with the things that we brought. There were people that had they had pre-shown Antiques Roadshow via this thing called Knock My Socks Off, where it's a totally different sweepstakes where you send in pictures of your stuff and the producers decide based on the pictures whether or not it's worth you bringing your armoire or whatever. The bigger pieces that you see, usually those people know they're going to be on camera. You don't just wheel that stuff in for the most part. So we got to see some things getting filmed, but not a ton of that. I did meet some really nice people in line behind us and in front of us, and heard their stories of the things that they brought. That's always fun. That's why I like to watch Antiques Roadshow, is the stories that go behind it that make it so intriguing to me. The couple that was ahead of us in the jewelry line, he had a piece. I didn't see the piece, so hopefully maybe they'll get on camera, because it was such a great story that his grandmother smuggled out of Russia by dismantling it and pinning it inside of her underwear to get it out, and it was like diamonds and all this stuff that they then assembled it back into the piece, and it stayed in the family for a really long time. So those are the kinds of stories that I love to hear, and they were at the jewelry counter for quite a while, so hopefully maybe they got on camera. That would be fun. What did I share? I shared I have garnet jewelry that is from, it's called Bohemian Garnets, really pretty sparkly, that is kind of from the turn of the century, which was fun to see where it was from. The painting I had was, they actually were able to find the artist for us. So it was a French artist that is like a lady that is not famous, but they could track her through their website. So they knew that she was like registered as an artist in the 30s. And then I did bring this, I wanted to bring something stitching related. So I have this sterling silver chatelaine that my husband bought me a few years ago, because I do historical costuming. And so that is a chatelaine where you can put your needles, and this is a little pencil holder, so you get a lead pencil in there and you can slide it down, and then this is for scissors. So this is made, this piece here, I believe the top part was from the UK, and I think it's all from the same maker. So that was fun to learn about. And now I have to build a costume to go with it, because I'm going to be a docent for a house up here. Another reason why it's going to be cutting into my stitching just a little bit. But I have always wanted to, I'm so fascinated with history, I'm fascinated with costume, and I love it when the two things meet. There's a house up here from the turn of the century, and it's a Julia Morgan architecture house. So Julia Morgan studied in Paris, and I believe she was the first woman to graduate from the school there. I'm going to learn more because I'm going to be talking about her to groups of people, but I haven't gone into my training yet. So the house is up in Grass Valley, California. She also designed Hearst Castle. She was from the Bay Area originally, yeah, so she's kind of a big deal. And arts and crafts, so very simple, very Quaker in feel. The woman that helped, or the woman that who lived in the house, who she and her husband hired Julia Morgan to come up and build this house. They were very wealthy miners. They were in the mining company called the North Star Mine. It's called the North Star House. I'll link it, the North Star House, so you can get some more information on it if you're interested. If you live in this area and you want to come and check it out, let me know, because I'm going to be a docent there. And you know, my idea was like, well, maybe I could like make a costume and be able to be living history somehow. So I have only gone to one orientation, and tomorrow is the big open house that I'm going to go and you know, shadow real docents and figure out what it is about the house. There's a lot of work to do at that house. They don't really have a ton of volunteers at this point. The more the merrier, and it's all docents doing all the work. So they're like putting siding on, they're refinishing the interior because it was completely just overtaken. It was vandalized, broken into, and it was this close to being completely torn down. So this group of people swooped in and took it over, and they are slowly bringing the house back to life, and the plan is to make it as close to the original as they can. They've done quite a bit of work, and it's open for weddings and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a whole new chapter for me, and I can dip my toe in the water of seeing how far I can go with doing living history. I'm really fascinated by, you know, I love theater. I love telling stories. That's it. And that's really one of the reasons why I like to do this. I like to just tell stories, and to people that want to hear them. Right? So that is, I think, where I'm going to end it. And also, I wanted to say, summertime, I'm embracing being barefoot. Barefoot, okay? And that is not like me. I'm usually in slippers or sandals or tennis shoes. I have house shoes. I'm usually stomping around. I am barefoot. And a lot of that has to do with Daylene Wilson, who is from So Grateful on Flosstube, and she was talking about it and sent me information on earthing, which earthing is where you like connect with the earth, you know, with your bare feet, and you get all that good energy and all of that coming through your body. And I have to say, my body feels better. I feel better by being barefoot. And you know, I have issues. You know, I had a back injury, and I have I basically had a ruptured disc, which is why I like to stand up a lot. And I have numbness in my right foot, which pretty much will never go away at this point. But I can actually move my toes and spread them now. So I like the idea of barefoot. My feet are getting stronger, and it's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to say thanks, Daylene. And thank you for watching, and thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. Don't forget the giveaway if you would like to be a part of that. And check back in with me in a couple of weeks, maybe 3, and I will have a finish or 2. Love you guys. Bye.